The history of Islamic Dakwah in the United States is a long story of struggle, adaptation, and growth of a minority community that has now become one of the fastest-growing religions in the Western world. Although Islam gained broad recognition only in the 20th century, its roots go back to the colonial era, long before the founding of the United States. Historical records show that many African slaves brought to America between the 16th and 19th centuries were Muslims. They carried with them Islamic values, and some continued to pray and recite the Quran despite living under brutal oppression. This marks the earliest spiritual footprint of Islam in America, though it was buried beneath the harsh realities of slavery. Entering the 20th century, Islam began to take a more organized form. One of the key factors in its revival was the rise of the Nation of Islam, NOI, founded in 1930 by Wallace D. Fard Muhammad and later led by Elijah Muhammad. Although their early teachings deviated from Orthodox Islam, the movement played a crucial role in awakening spiritual and racial consciousness among African Americans. Through social and economic empowerment, the Nation of Islam attracted many who suffered from racial discrimination. Prominent figures such as Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali emerged from this movement, becoming vital bridges between the Black Islam movement and Universal Islam. The role of Malcolm X was monumental in the history of Islamic Dakwah in America. After performing the Hajj pilgrimage in 1964, his worldview changed drastically. He abandoned the exclusivist teachings of the Nation of Islam and embraced true Sunni Islam, realizing that Islam is a faith of brotherhood beyond race and nationality. His spiritual journey inspired thousands of Americans, especially African Americans, to embrace Islam. His speeches, writings, and activism prove that Islam is not merely a set of rituals, but a comprehensive system advocating justice and equality. From this point, Islamic Dakwah in America began shifting from a racial movement to a broader spiritual and intellectual awakening. Beyond the Nation of Islam, other Islamic organizations emerged during the latter half of the 20th century. Among the most influential was the Islamic Society of North America, ISNA, established in 1982 as an expansion of the Muslim Students Association, MSA, which had existed since 1963. ISNA played a pivotal role in building a nationwide Muslim community network across North America. Another influential organization is the Council on American Islamic Relations, CAIR, founded in 1994. CAIR focuses on civil rights advocacy and fighting discrimination against Muslims, especially after the tragic September 11, 2001 attacks. Islamic Dakwah in America also flourished through educational institutions, including schools, universities, and Islamic research centers. One of the most significant is Zaytuna College, founded in 2009 in California by Hamza Yusuf, Zaid Shakir, and Haydam Bazian. In addition to Zaytuna, there are other institutions such as the International Islamic University of America, the Islamic American University, and hundreds of Islamic schools across states like Texas, New York, Michigan, and Illinois. These institutions play an essential role in preserving the Islamic identity of young Muslims in America. They teach Arabic, the Quran, Islamic history, and moral values while preparing students to contribute actively to modern society. From these classrooms emerge a new generation of Dakwah leaders, confident, educated, and ready to represent Islam with wisdom and dignity.
Equally important, Islamic Dakwah in America has expanded through media and modern technology. Radio, television, websites, and social media have become powerful platforms for spreading Islamic messages. Channels like The Deen Show, One Path Network, and the Yaqeen Institute for Islamic Research demonstrate how digital Dakwah can reach millions of viewers worldwide. The Yaqeen Institute, founded by Dr. Omar Suleiman, focuses on academic research addressing contemporary issues such as Islamophobia, feminism, and pluralism. Through scholarly approaches and positive narratives, they strive to present Islam as a faith of reason, inclusivity, and compassion. Dakwah also thrives through mosques and community centers. Today, there are more than 2,800 mosques across the United States, and the number continues to grow. These mosques are not only places of worship, but also centers for education, social activities, and interfaith dialogue. In major cities, such as Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles, mosques often serve as bridges between Muslims and non-Muslims through charity work, community service, and interfaith events. From these efforts, Islam is increasingly seen as a religion of peace and openness, contrary to the negative portrayals in mainstream media. Nevertheless, the journey of Islamic Dakwah in America has not been without challenges. Islamophobia, racial discrimination, and media bias continue to pose significant hurdles. Yet, these challenges have also strengthened the Muslim community's resolve. They have learned to adapt DIY methods to modern contexts, not only through sermons in mosques but also via education, film, art, and humanitarian work. Dakwah has become more inclusive, emphasizing justice, compassion, and service to humanity. Today, Islam has become an integral part of the American cultural mosaic. Surveys indicate that there are now over 3.5 million Muslims in the United States, and the number keeps growing. Young Muslim Americans no longer see themselves as outsiders, but as full citizens contributing to society. They are active in politics, education, health, and the arts. Figures like Ilhan Omar Rashida Tlaib and Keith Ellison symbolize the political rise of Muslims in America. Meanwhile, scholars and preachers such as Yasser Qadi, Numan Ali Khan, and Omar Suleiman represent the modern, intellectual face of Islam in the West. This long history shows that Islamic Dakwah in America is not just about spreading religion, but about building identity, promoting justice, and achieving peace. The role of organizations and educational institutions is vital. They not only preserve Islamic faith, but also shape a generation of knowledgeable and influential Muslims. Through wisdom, dialogue, and knowledge, Islam in America now stands proudly as a religion that brings light to the modern world. The history of Islamic Dakwah in America is a story of faith and perseverance, from enslaved African Muslims to today's educated Muslim professionals. The journey proves one truth: Islam can thrive anywhere, as long as there is knowledge, unity, and sincerity in DBOA. Through organizations, education, and digital media, Islam continues to grow, not by the sword, but through understanding and moral excellence. This is the true face of Islam in America: peaceful, intellectual, and a mercy to all mankind.